The stores have all been closed, the classrooms locked up tight. Concert halls and shopping malls sit silent every night.
Silence!
No parties packed inside with boisterous Christmas cheer. Sometimes it seems there's not that much to celebrate this year.
Silence!
How will you remember this Christmas so many years from now? How will you remember this Christmas and the way it showed you how?
Silence!
Do you get the message? This Christmas is going to be painfully different than any other Christmas we've ever endured. And I'm more than sick of hearing about it. If we don't do something to lift our spirits soon, then we might as well just not celebrate Christmas at all. But I hear there's an alternative trend on the horizon for celebrating this holiday. That is called a Zoom Christmas.
I'll have a Zoom Christmas without you. I'll be on Zoom thinking about you.
Okay, yes, that Zoom Christmas, but that's not necessarily just what I'm referencing. If there's one Zoom Christmas I want to be a part of, it's this. Let me show you what I mean. This Zoom Christmas. If you thought for one moment I was going to do the Tim Allen, Courtney Cox superhero family comedy, you're sadly mistaken. Although, if you wanted me to, I could. Yes, we all know that adults throw the most swankiest Christmas parties, especially around the office. But don't kids deserve to get in on all the festive fun too? Welcome to the Thrift Store Rundown's very own Zoom Christmas. Or as I like to call it, and I'm pretty sure the Zoomers would love to call it, a very Ubbi Dubbi Christmas. Which in TSR speak translates to Uber Dynamite. Zoomers, take it away before I hear any more sad Christmas songs.
Like the ones I used to know.
Silence!
Come on, you guys, go! Let's do it! Come on and zoom, 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 zoom, Zumba, zoom, zoom, zoom. Come on and zoom, come on and zoom, come on and zoom, come on and zoom, come on and Zumba, 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 zoom, 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 zoom. I'm Zoe. Hey, I'm Jared. I'm Keiko.
I'm Pablo.
I'm Elisa. I'm David. And I'm Lemmy. We're all plugged into one world now. So let's talk. We want to hear from you. Come on, give it a try. And if you like what you see, turn off the TV and do it. Zoom, 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 zoom. Come on and zoom, 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 zoom, Zumba, zoom. Come on and zoom, come on and zoom, come on and zoom, come on and zoom, come on and Zumba, 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 zoom.
I have here 3 of the 4 Zoom books, all edited and compiled by A.B.E. Sklansky, based upon the 1999 reboot, and all published by Little Brown & Company. Zoom Zenas, Fun with Friends, and ZOOMDos You Can Do, all purchased off of Amazon for a total of $20.36, barring any applicable taxes and shipping and handling costs. So what is Zoom, you might ask? Well, it's very simple. It is TV by kids, for kids. Without you, there wouldn't be a show. Everything you see on Zoom was set in by kids from all over the country. Each show is a cool mix of games, experiments, crafts, kid guests, recipes, brain teasers, jokes, skits, and more. After watching, you'll want to try all the activities yourself. Cafe Zoom, Zoom Sci, ZOOMDos, Zoom Guest, Zoom in the action, that's crafting, baking, or whatever in the name of doing good, tells your fellow kid. All that and much, much more. If you want a more detailed history about Zoom, I'll give you it. It was created in 1972 by Christopher Sawson for WGBH Boston. The original series lasted 6 seasons and 130 episodes and had 49 Zoomers. And every so often, they would change the Zoomers, so you had a continuous revolving door of host, quote-unquote. The 99 reboot lasted for 7 seasons and 200 episodes, yet had 32 Zoomers. That's a difference of 17 Zoomers. Each show had 2 Daytime Emmys to its credit, yet the original has a Primetime Emmy to its credit as well. Plus, the reboot has been nominated for Outstanding Children's Series every year it was on the air. So if it's outstanding to the Television Academy, chances are it will be more than outstanding to the kids who are watching. But who cares about those accolades, as awesome as they are, if the show is not hecka fun to watch? And let me tell you, even though it was brain-draining for me to try to connect all these books to a kid's Christmas party, which you can do safely at home, no matter what time of year you buy these books and make any of the crafts, trinkets, or recipes featured within, I guarantee you, you're bound to have a lot of fun with these. So, without further delay, come on and zoom into the Thrift Store Rundown's 5th annual Christmas Spectacular. Whoa, TSR's been around for 5 Christmases? That is way beyond wicked. And you know what? I think half a decade of Yuletide cheer on a budget calls for a big high five to all of you guys for watching, and for this year, to the great Zoomers of '99 and the new millennium. Let's do it! Let's get the Zoom on Zoom action going with 50 plus fun and amazing body and brain teasers from the hit PBS Kids series, Zoom Zenas. This and the Fun with Friends book, which you'll see after this, are from the first season of the '99 reboot. Therefore, they both contain the season 1 cast. The late Jared Nathan, plus Zoe, who I think is the cutest of the bunch, right over here, the one with the glasses and plaid shirt. Pablo, David, Lanice, Keiko, and Elisa. This copy is from the John M. Mullo branch of the Chicago Public Library. Always support your local library. In fact, if you didn't have a computer at home to check out Zoom's very cool website, as Keiko says, there's probably one of your local library that you could have used to check out Zoom's very cool website. And you can still check it out because it survives via the Internet Archive, and I will link that below. The original website has since been retired, but I will also link some Zoom teacher resources via PBS Learning Media in the description below, just in case you want to continue the fun learning after the holiday. The first of many body and brain teasers is Go Suck a Lemon from Cos T of New York City, New York. Try to suck on a lemon wedge without making a sour face, just as Keiko is doing right here. Can you do it? And after you grow tired of that, you'll want to make some delicious lemonade. There's a recipe here to accompany this body and brain teaser. And a fun Fanny Dooley riddle. Fanny Dooley loves food but hates eating. Why do you think that is? Well, this and the other 3 Zoom books will tell you why Fanny Dooley is one peculiar person, especially when it comes to grammar. Next up, Drops on a Penny from Dan H. of Boston, Massachusetts. You will need 1 penny, an eyedropper, a small bowl, or a glass full of water. Predict how many drops of water you can fit on a penny. Then try to dip as many drops as possible onto the penny without letting the water overflow. How many drops can you fit on a penny? Afterwards, challenge your friends to find out who can dip the most drops. When Denise demonstrated this trick on the program, she fit 43 drops on her penny. There's also a fun little idea for how you can learn your fortune with the flip of a coin. I do not do the heads or tails flip because I don't believe in superstition that much. But if you do, well, there's a penny somewhere near you. You can try that out. And I have a lot of pennies. Hello? Pennies keep falling on my head, just like raindrops. This is a Zoom guest by the name of David. Find out what's up his sleeve. He's a magician. I feature him in this portion of the program because if you saw the Party with Zoom videotape, he was the featured Zoom guest. He was entertaining his party guests with a myriad of awesome tricks. I will link that video in its entirety in the description below. If in any case it gets deleted off of YouTube, I'm sorry, but at least you'll have this book and the other 3 books to remember him by, and to remember all the fun ideas that Zoom has in store for you to have your own fun party. Of course, via Zoom, because that's my suggestion, and well, hello, the name connection, double entendre, folks. The best gift you can give to somebody who's having a bad day is really the gift of humor. But there are some other gifts you can give, and I'll tell you what those are after the program. Now for some fun mind bafflers. First up, the most merry man in town. If you want the answers to these mind bafflers and other body and brain teasers, you can go to page 57. And by the way, 57, that's how many women a man married in his town. None of them died and he never got divorced. And yet he was one of the most admired men in town. How could this be? This riddle is from Emma S. and Annie B. of Bethlehem, Massachusetts. And I'll tell you why right now, because the man was an ordained minister. Or in Zoom speak, he was a priest. It was his job, his sacred duty, to marry women and men under the rule of God. I wonder if he did that for same-sex couples. Oh well, Zoom isn't talking and I guess it's for the best. This is a kids program. This is the Jones family from Jenna F. of Bethlehem, Massachusetts. Mary's mother, Mrs. Jones, has 4 children. The oldest, a boy she named North. The next oldest, a girl she named South. The third, a boy she named East. The youngest child is another girl. What do you think her name is? Well, hello, North, South, East. Obviously, it's West. And you know who the Jones family reminds me of? I know. Sorry, kids, but it just couldn't be helped. That's just a sampling of the fun body and brain teasers you're gonna get with this book, Zoom Zenas. With every book, you'll learn the secrets to speaking Ubbi Dubbi. You just add the letters before every vowel sound and you too can speak Ubbi Dubbi. For instance, if your dog's name is Rover, he becomes Wubba-over or Wubova. If your favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla, it becomes Wubba-nuba. Got it, great. No, I don't got it. No, I'll never get it because, you know what? I can't speak for the life of me Ubbi Dubbi without sounding like I need a trip to the speech pathologist. Sorry, guys. For the sake of authenticity and the sounds, I'm just calling this a very Ubbi Dubbi Christmas. You'll also know the secrets behind who Fanny Dooley really is. There's a pattern that explains why Fanny Dooley likes and hates the things she does. Fanny Dooley only likes things with double letters. For example, Fanny Dooley loves Zoom but hates TV. Fanny Dooley loves sweets but hates candy. Notice how there are double letters, EE in sweets but none in candy, and double O's in the word Zoom, but none in the initials TV, television. Now that you know why Fanny likes and dislikes what she does, why don't you try to write your own Fanny Dooley and send it to Zoom, and who knows, maybe you could have the high honor of having that turn into a musical Fanny Dooley, choreographing and all. This is the answer key. And with every book, you also get a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Zoom. For this and Zoom Fun with Friends, it's more like a brief description of each Zoom crew member's responsibility. Like the technical crew, the audio assistant, makeup artist, cameraman, grip, lighting operator, a few members of the cast, the executive producer, Kate Taylor, and senior producer for this season, Jonathan Meath. Along with photos of each of the Zoom crew members, and of course their responsibilities. them in action, and members of the Zoom cast, the Zoomers, goofing off, overlapping in the Zoom room, like the green room if you will, their hangout spot, between and after takes, and before takes. Other jobs include the grip, food stylist, jib camera person, drama coach, coordinating producer, research assistant, scenic technician and carpenter, the post-production assistant, the production designer, the production design group, an Emmy award-winning production design clinic for set design, television shows, the works. They're the ones responsible, along with John Murphy Jr. of WGBH Zenas. How do I know all this? I watched the credits, everybody. Finally, the editor. And here's the cast with almost everybody it takes to make an episode of Zoom. And right here you can see with the somewhat green hoodie right over here, Kate Taylor, and right here, that balding guy, Jonathan Meath, senior producer. Don camera is blurry, but Kate Taylor, the boss babe of Zoom, and Jonathan Meath, senior producer for the first season of Zoom. Good deal the entire Zoom technical crew, along with the season 1 cast. Everybody loves Zoom, the PBS show by and for kids. From Entertainment Weekly and the Boston Globe to kids just like Diva, age 12 from Royal Palm Beach, Florida, and Justin, age 7 from Paragould, Arizona. Zoom fun is contagious. Challenge your mind and body with Zoom Brain teasers, physical feats, card tricks, and word games, including these: popcorn on your shoulders, go suck out a lemon, mysterious floating arms, walk through paper, don't lift your pencil, dumbfound them with dice, plus Ubbi Family Julie jokes and a behind-the-scenes sneak peek at the taping of Zoom. Retail price, $7.95 in the US and $10.95 in Canada. With another Zoom book, which you will see momentarily. Zoom Fun with Friends. This was picked up for $5.97 and is guaranteed to transform any zippity doodah day into a Super C-O-M Zoom kind of day. But that's just one aspect of the fun. What about the Zoomlicious treats that are bound in the next book? Let's go to that. Zoom on Zoom fun continues with friends, because really, a Zoom on Zoom Christmas party by yourself is just not fun without some friends to virtually join you. And you want to keep those friends entertained, occupied, and stuffed to the nines with 50 plus great games, parties, recipes, jokes, and more from the hit PBS TV show. So next on the docket, Zoom Fun with Friends, purchased for $8.40. You'll see here on the top right corner of the cover that this was on clearance for $1. I wish it was, and at least I hope it was $1, because if this says $100, let me tell you something, that is not clearance, and that's something you want to take to a lawyer, because that is highway robbery, and robbing children of their allowances, even for a book like this, that should be a punishable offense. But I'm going to assume it's $1, even though there is no dot or initial between the 1 and the O right here, the 1 and the 0. So, let's just get on with it. No party of any kind is complete without treats. And boy, does this deliver. This is the party menu at Cafe Zoom. This tells you all the steps you can take to plan and host and throw a party, as well as a lot of fun games and jokes and everything else associated with a successful seasonal party. And again, I will link the party with Zoom videotape in its entirety below. Pizza Bagels, submitted by John K. of, Womelsdorf, Pennsylvania. John B. of Camden, Arizona. I never knew there was a Camden outside of New Jersey until this, so I guess you're getting a good geography lesson with every Zoom book too, and you didn't even know it. Finally, and this is a way cool name to get to a child, and I'm being slightly sarcastic, Tequila M of Joliet, Illinois. I'm not kidding. Tequila M of Joliet, Illinois. Oh, I'm sorry, Tequila M of Joliet, Illinois. If I catch anybody naming their kid after a certain spirit which no kid should take, ooh, I'm gonna call you out. Anyway, sorry, for the pizza bagels, you'll need bagels, tomato sauce, shredded cheese, or any other toppings you might like. Mushrooms, onions, sweet peppers. The sky's the limit, but please, no pineapples. That's just way too overrated. Anyway, Here's a joke from Kelly F. of St. Clair Shores, Michigan. How do you fix a broken pizza? With tomato paste. It says so if you turn the book upside down. With tomato paste. Okay, not bad, but not really hilarious. Sorry, Kelly. For dirt pudding, submitted by Kevin W. of Charleston, South Carolina. You'll need chocolate pudding. The instant kind will work. As for any kind of chocolate pudding, chocolate made for cookies, a wooden spoon, cups or small plastic flower pots, aluminum foil, gummy worms, and or fake flowers. What a great gift that would be for Mother's Day. Buddy Cake, submitted by Will T. of Brookline, Massachusetts. Former headquarters of another PBS entity, one of my favorites, America's Test Kitchen. It's pot recipe and really pot crafting project. It's all edible. Cupcakes and upside down ice cream faces, which I guess were Zoom tested and approved and developed in-house, because there's no credit for whoever submitted this. Finally, for the drinks, we got the Crown Ross Ginger Ale, cranberry raspberry juice, ginger ale, and ice. Juicy Cubes, make some fun and fancy ice cubes by freezing various juices in your ice trays, or you can freeze a cherry inside each cube. These colored cubes look really great when served in clear sodas and clear cups. Plus, funky fruit faces. That calls for fruit or vegetables, apples, green peppers, potatoes, pears, or oranges. Again, the sky's the limit. Toothpicks, marshmallows or gumdrops, raisins or other dried fruit, such as cranberries or apricots. If you decide to eat your centerpiece later, remember to remove the toothpicks first. This was sent in by Elizabeth P. of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. At least the Crown Ross Ginger Ale is. Who submitted the funky fruit faces? Elizabeth did too? The Juicy Cubes? I don't know. Now let's move on to the elevator play. This is the Zoom Playhouse. The cast for this play: Susanna Starr, a definitely vain, self-important movie star. Bill Calhoun, a humble dairy farmer. Kathy, a young woman who talks non-stop. A young fan of Susanna Starr, who shall not be named. And a random elevator passenger given the really generic name New Person. This does call for some costumes and props which are easy to find and an office elevator, and depending on which office you are in, that's easily accessible too. But you know what? Costumes and props need not be necessary if you're going to be doing this and reading this out loud via Zoom. And if you know me, I would most definitely be the fan, but I don't want to be anywhere near Susanna Starr. So vain, so self-important to the point where she denies fan service, autograph, or a picture? Forget that! Cause Susanna Starr. I don't deal with celebrities like that. I deal with the humble kind. But then again, that's just me. What about you? You willing to take on all comers? I want to introduce you to Zoomer Cum Loudy for a second. Those are Zoomers, kids just like you, kids just like these, who get creative in their communities in the name of charity, in the name of zooming into action, putting their talents to work, volunteering their time, raising money for a good cause, improving the appearance of their community, and collecting needed items. We congratulate and commend these kids for making a real difference, each in his or her own way. Perhaps they will give you and your friends some ideas about things you like to do, so that you too can become a Zoomer Cum Loudy and receive an actual Zoomer Cum Loudy certificate for zooming into action. I thought this was really cool to show you too, creating your own secret number and letter code. Have you ever wanted to have your own secret code? Just think about it. You and your friends could write each other notes or email using your secret code, and no one else would be able to read them. Sound like fun? This section provides you with instructions on how to do just that. I actually did a few of these in my school 2 days back in grammar school in my single digits age. I very rarely did them, but I thought they were always fun to do. And for these toted messages here, number 1 and 2, You can find the answers here upside down. Number 1, this code is cool. Number 2, meet me after school. Just figure out which letter corresponds with which number placement it is within the alphabet, and that's how you decode those codes. Or really a generic secret code of any kind. And a Fanny Dooley joke for you. Fanny Dooley likes zoos, but does not like animals. Why do you think that is? We already discussed it. She is very peculiar with grammar and loves words with double the letters, 2 consecutive letters of the same kind. By the way, here's an Ubbi Dubbi joke for you, which I accidentally turned upside down. Again, I can't speak Ubbi Dubbi, so Ubbi, Hubat, Tubo, Grubba S, Ubab, Labik, Mabis, I think this segment is over. Open this book to let Zoom show you how to have fun with your friends, including throw on a party, putting on a play, creating secret codes, cooking yummy recipes, and playing silly games. And another book you'll want to add to your bookshelf, which I already profiled, Zoom Zenas. Same retail prices in US and Canada as the first one. And all things considered, oh, to what fun we have in store for you with this swanky interactive book, perfect for any party, for any child, for any time of year, with a little inspiration from the coolest kids on public television. By the way, oh, to fun we store, 02134. Box B50, Boston, Mass. If you don't get that, then you really don't get Zoom, period. The going gets tough, as 2020 most certainly did. The doers get doing. With a little help, of course, from the Zoomers, with this third and final book for the video, purchased for $5.99. ZOOMDOs you can do! 50 plus cool things you can make, bake, and build from the hit PBS TV show. This is from the second season of Zoom, therefore it contains the second season cast. Retained from the first season, Elisa and Zoe. Newcomers, Kenny, Claudio, Jesse, Ray, and Caroline, the longest reigning Zoomer. 4 straight seasons, from seasons 2 to 5. Very impressive. Do you like to craft, build, or bake things? In this book, you'll discover our top picks from the show. From funny fridge magnets to a breezy balloon car to one-of-a-kind cupcake cones. Plus, we've added some brand new stuff you'll want to try. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. In other words, you can Zoom do it. So, let's Zoom to it. Funny fridge magnets, sent in by Amy M. of Ellicott City, Maryland, and Laura and Jack W., brother and sister duo, I assume. From Wellesley, Mass. We're in the crafted section because I have it on good authority that these would make awesome stocking stuffers for this Christmas. An Earth Buddy. Make friends with an Earth Buddy and then give it a grass haircut. This was sent in by Rachel K. of Spring Green, Wisconsin. Really cool small town name. Lauren and Elise T. of Winchester, Massachusetts, and Merv K. of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. With an accompanying Z-Fact at the bottom. Talking to your plants may actually help them grow better. However, it's less about what you say and more about what you're breathing as you speak. Plants like the carbon dioxide and moisture you breathe out when you talk, so have a chat with your Earth Buddy and see what happens. It's really quid pro quo. Trees give us oxygen, the stuff that we need to breathe, so we give them oxygen to help them grow. So it's a very reciprocal nature relationship, and one that is desperately and sorely needed. For the funny fridge magnets, feel like a giggle? Need a laugh? Make some funny fridge magnets by gluing photos of people's heads, like Elisa's for example, onto the zebra, to bodies cut out of magazines. This has an accompanying joke from Letitia J. of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What did the mayonnaise say to the refrigerator? The answer? Close the door. I'm dressing. If you turn it upside down, you get the answer. More cool Christmas crafts? Groovy gum wrapper bracelets from Katie K. of Newton, Mass. By the way, Newton? That is the name of Newton Wayland, original music composer and director of the live band, I assume, for the original Zoom. His theme song was retained and adapted and arranged by Joe Carroll and Peter Tom of Manic Moose Music to give it a 90s hip-hop vibe, and certainly one that I vibe with. You can chew your gum and wear it too. Well, you can wear the wrappers anyhow. The Zoom guest for this section is Jerome, a Native American potter, and a brief Q&A is in this section as to why he takes such an interest in Native American pottery. A delightful decoupage jar with cozy cocoa mitts to something to fill up that jar, a dream catcher, bubble stationery, instructions for how to make your own envelope, creating your own kaleidoscope, wonderful wind chimes, a save-it-all scrapbook, versatile vegetable prints, along with a Fanny Dooley riddle. She likes cabbage but doesn't like vegetables. You already know why. Fanny Dooley is every English teacher's worst nightmare. Pillow cards and homemade snow globes. The list goes on and on. Along with a zoinks to accompany this project. What does it take to get a job making Zoom? Well, some Zoom crew members jokingly replied that it takes some stints as a rock band singer, a bank teller, rail tagger, dairy farm worker, bakery cashier, radio disc jockey, psychiatric hospital worker, supervisor for the Boston Ballet, writing technician on movies such as True Lies, The Farm, and Glory, and, well, you get the rest. Now for a fun question. What's up? Name 2 things you would pack on a trip to Mars, and explain why. Cool answers here from Keith J. of East Rochester, New York, Allison M. of Martinez, Georgia, Laura T. also of Martinez, Georgia, and Sanford W. of Columbia, Maryland, along with an accompanying Z-Fact and some zoinks. What would you take with you on a long rocket trip? Here's what some members of the Zoom crew would take. Popcorn, the New York Public Library. Wow, all the books from the New York Public Library or the entire building. I doubt that will fit on some random spacecraft. And folks, a lot of people will not be traveling on any aircraft of any kind, spacecraft or otherwise. Why? Well, I think you know why. The top 100 movies, crossword puzzles, dance suits, quilty fabric, ice cream, art supplies, change of address forms for the post office, Susie and Bob Dylan CDs. How about you? Well, if I could pick 2 things, I would definitely take my phone because, if you don't know, all phones are communicated via satellite. They have satellite connections up with this giant satellite in outer space. Imagine the Wi-Fi connection I could get with that going way, way, way upstairs. So I would definitely take my phone. And also, I would take a little piece of heaven on earth with me in the form of my #1 celebrity crush, one of my favorite actresses, if not my favorite, Troy Belisario of Pretty Little Liars, Spencer Hastings. She is my very own Mrs. Claus in spirit. Hello!
Merry ho ho.
The great love of my life. Full stop. Now, I've already mentioned that we have some fun Christmas treats for you guys in the edible form with the Zoom Fun with Friends book, but I felt the need to add some more to the mix because, well, there is a bacon section here. How could I not include this? Super soft pretzels from Dana P. of Pueblo, Washington. If any Zoomer mentioned in this video has a problem with my pronunciations, be sure to let me know. Another ultimate Zoom party menu. Invite a few friends over and party down with these fun to fix and more fun to eat party foods. Pigs in a blanket, onion dip, ginger ale raspberry punch, and cranberry lemon punch. Sent in by Nicholas R. of West Jordan, Utah. Tracy J. Hometown withheld. Stephanie H. of Apopka, Florida, and Callie O. of Edgewood, Iowa. This comes complete with a joke from Akash P. of Fremont, California. What do you call a cold hot dog? A chili dog. And a Fanny Dooley riddle. She loves cherries but doesn't like fruit. And again, you know why. Lasagna roll-ups from Ashley M. of Birmingham, Alabama. Lasagna is actually an Italian-American Christmas tradition in some of those families. Definitely in Isabella's family, she works at her family's Italian restaurant. She explains in this Zoom guest Q&A how she got into the business very young. Plus, her recipe for chocolate mousse. She says it's good stuff. I bet. Delicious deep dish pizza, along with Caroline enjoying said delicious deep dish pizza right there, from Lily P. of Albany, New York. Holy guacamole! Along with a joke from Brittany C. of Chicago, Illinois. What did the alien say to the gardener? Answer? Take me to your reader. Neat. I guess the guacamole recipe was developed in-house. There's no credit for who contributed that. Tasty popcorn toppings. We have taco popcorn, sugar and spice popcorn, and maple popcorn. Zoe says that popcorn toppings are so good. I make that at home when I'm watching a movie, so definitely something to consider. Thanks for that, Zoe. Thanks also to Steve M. of Clark, New Jersey, Lauren E. of Richardson, Texas, and Kathleen S. of Concord, Mass. See fact, every popcorn kernel contains some moisture. When the kernel is heated up, the moisture expands, causing the kernel to pop open. A scrumptious 7-layer dip, submitted by Melissa W. of Sicklerville, New Jersey. One-of-a-kind cupcake cones from Grace K. of Chelsea, Vermont. With a joke from JBG of Hooksett, New Hampshire, and a Fanny Dooley Riddle. A frozen watermelon delight from Jessica E. of Salt Lake City, Utah. Peanut butter cups scented by Eslyn M. Hometown withheld. Along with fun Z-Facts. A no-bake cheesecake submitted by, well, I guess that was developed in-house. No, it wasn't. Jennifer K. of Clinton, Iowa. Must give credit where credit is due. Along with a suitable amount of commendation for all these Zuma cum laudes featured in this section. Kids who craft it, build it, and bake it all for a good cause. These Zoomers have been awarded Zuma cum laude certificates in recognition of their outstanding contributions to their communities. We salute them, and thank those who voted to nominate them. And we're talking about crafting it and baking it. We salute Jacob H. of Columbia, South Carolina, who set up a place in his school for people to recycle things like cereal boxes and old socks, and then he showed other kids how to make crafts and games out of them. And as for Bake It, we salute the Hillside, New Jersey Kids Cafe. Kids who buy food and supplies and cook meals for kids who need them. Kids even make up the executive board, which approves all menus and field trips and manages the money for the cafe. How about that? We close with a very different yet somewhat similar behind-the-scenes look at the making of Zoom. An average day or several days to make up one full schedule in the life of the Zoomers. From preparations at home at 5 a.m. to preparations at the studio for taping the show itself, and of course, all the goofing off in between. And of course, clock out at 4 p.m. Day is done. The schedule is actually an overview of several days. Typically, they'll tape several segments of one kind in a row, like 4 cafe Zooms. Finally, as with the other Season 2 Zoom book, which I will review next year, there is a special section on the old Zoomers, the Zoomers you just saw in the first 2 books. They share what life is like after Zoom, and what they're up to at that particular point. So it's definitely a fun and nostalgic look back at the first season Zoomers. 2 of them being retained for the second season. Once again, Zoe and Elisa. Come on and do some ZOOMDos. With this book, you can make a funny fridge magnet, launch a fast-flying paper airplane, design a groovy gum wrapper bracelet, whip up wonderful rim chimes, bake yummy peanut butter cups, build a breezy balloon car, create your own kaleidoscope, so on and so forth. Read all the Zoom books. You bet I will. I own all of them now. And as with the other 2 books, Same prices apply. $7.95 US, $10.95 in Canada. I should close this segment with a little reminder of how you could send your ideas to Zoom for submission and a shout out. Do you know how to make cool crafts? Have you ever built anything? Do you have a favorite easy to make recipe? If you do, email us at pbskids.org/zoom or write to us at, well, you know what? I think it's best if I let the Zoomers themselves explain in song how you can submit an idea to Zoom in one of two ways. All submissions become the property of Zoom and will be eligible for inclusion in all Zoom media. This means that we can share your ideas with other Zoomers on TV, on the web, and print materials, and in other Zoom ways. So come on and send it to Zoom. And if Zoom was still around, I would definitely consider doing just that. So I'll let the Zoomers take care of that, while you make sure to take care of your quarantine time hobbies and liven them up a little bit upon purchasing this or any of the Zoom books I showed you in this video. It really will make more than a small world of difference. Zoomers, take it away.
Check it out! Check it out!
We can't do it on our own, we need you to make it known
That everything you see right here can only be on Zoom because of every one of you. Who? You. Feed us a recipe. Teach us
biology. Tell us a joke, show us a trick, a riddle or some poetry.
So if you want to see it coming out of your TV, type it up, write it down,
And ship it off to Zoom.
How? Email. Send it to Zoom. Or email. Cause you called the Zoom. If you got a video, give it up.
We'll put it on the show. A super zingers, ZOOMD.
Zoom. That you will be seeing up on the screen. Write your name and your address. And do what? Take a wild guess. Email. Send it off to Zoom. Or email.
You call the Zoom.
Email. Send it to Zoom. To who?
www.pbs.org.
Email. You know to who? To Zoom.
ZOOM Box 350.
Boston, Mass. 02134. Send it to Zoom.
This time, I'm giving the Zoomers a very decisive round of applause.
Bow, children, bow!
Don't bow just yet. You don't know how much applause I'm going to give you. Here's the way it works on this channel. A maximum score of 5 claps can be awarded per each item, and with 3 items here, that equals a possible total of 15 claps. But before I give my rulings, 2 things to note. I left out one of A.B.E. Sklansky's Zoom books on purpose, and that would be this, Zoom Fun Outside. 50 plus awesome outdoor games, experiments, picnics, and more. TV Guide says that Zoom is like summer camp in your living room, but that is a very valid claim. Although I'm reserving this, also a Season 2 Zoom book, for spring 2021. Either the first day of spring or my local spring break according to the Patterson School District. And when dates become available, I will let you know. So, I'll leave that up to you. When do you want to see this get reviewed in spring? First day of spring 2021 or spring break? Let me know in the comments. Secondly, one particular Zoomer who was not featured in any of the books deserves a very special shout out. If you're a Broadway fan, I'm sure you're familiar with a Broadway performer by the name of Kaylee Cronin. Little did you know that she was also a Zoomer, seasons 3 and 4. And she definitely captured my attention. And dare I say, captured my heart as well. In other words, I can't believe I'm saying this, but she is actually my Zoomer crush. And when I indicated to her about that, well, guess what she said in the comments of this particular post. That's her, by the way, for Zoom into Action, WGBH's, or should I say GBH's, quarantine series for kids, and how they can spend their idle time getting creative with a little help from the Zoomers. Guess what she said, by the way, it's Adam Babes X, as an Adam Lambert stan, and is also a Zoom fan. So honored. That would be Kaylee_Cronin right there. She is active on social media, particularly on Instagram, and all I can say is, right back at you, Kaylee. So, if you don't have feelings for Kaylee Cronin, if you are of her age watching Zoom, well then, you might want to get your feelings checked. Now, it's time to give a very decisive round of applause. How much applause? I'll tell you right now. First off, Zoom Zenas. Here is the caveat. some of the body and brain teasers might be a little too daunting to complete for people who look like me. A little bit on the chubby set side, so I'm giving this a safe yet still great 4 out of 5 claps. Now for Zoom Fun with Friends and ZOOMDos You Can Do, they're going to get the same rating here. Why? Have a look at the table of contents for each book. You'll see here there's a lot more variety in this book right here, which would be Zoom Fun with Friends, How to Plan a Zoom Party. Yet, ZOOMDos You Can Do has less variety, but is more evenly balanced in its table of contents. A fairly equal amount of crafts, building projects, and recipes. So, both equally really great, and both of them earning 5 claps. That is a final total of 14 out of 15 claps.
Bow, children, bow!
Yes, children, you deserve to take a bow because I'm way more fond of your work than I ever have been before. And I certainly hope that you guys will come on and send this to Zoom in the hopes that maybe one day they'll reboot it again and actually create a YouTube content house for children called the Zoom House. And if I can recommend to you guys one more thing to do this Christmas, if you do decide to make any of the trinkets, crafting projects, or recipes from any of the books and any of the projects featured in this video, here's what I want you to do. If you can, mask up and give them to somebody for Christmas who otherwise may not have any presents at all. Because just like the sudden virus that's plaguing our world right now, kindness is contagious. So pass it on. What are you waiting for? You want to spread some Christmas cheer, right? With style and on a budget? Mask up, turn off your TV, or in this case computer screen, and do it! The Thrift Store Rundown wishes you all a very safe, Ubbi-Dubbi, uber dynamite Christmas, and even more joyous Christmas for a better New Year. Thank you one and all for watching, and hopefully you'll share this with another Zoom fan who misses the show and the cast with their whole hearts. See you again, Zoom, on the thrift side.
Have you had a kindness shown? Pass it on. Wasn't meant for you alone. Pass it on. Let it travel through the years. Let it wipe another's tears. Till one day the deed appears. Pass it on. Have you had a kindness shown? Pass it on. Wasn't meant for you alone. Pass it on. Let it travel through the years. Let it wipe another's tears. Till one day the deed appears. Pass it on. Have you had a kindness shown? Pass it on. Wasn't meant for you alone. Pass it on. Let it travel through the years. Let it wipe another's tears. Till one day the deed appears. Pass it on.
Oh, pass it on.